You have the ability, as you reconvene in this hall, this sort of antechamber.
He's trying to grab flies.
Pesha, you may return this memory whenever you wish.
No.
Are you ready?
I want to know, but this...
Because it isn't just about this memory. It's about a number of things that we need
Something's
to all
going
put
to
on the table.
backfire.
I want us all to speak the truth plainly. We are the Ring of Brass, and they use that name
Brass.
to
I
mock
call it
us.
the Ring of Bronze.
But we know what that really means.
Same
And I
thing,
believe
right?
some of them actually do as well. The time is not for secrets anymore. I cast Zone of Truth.
Oh.
And anyone who wishes may resist, or you may... I choose to fail. Please, friends.
You choose to. Oh,
I choose to fail my own Zone of Truth. It's not the time.
Roll a natural 20.
Will
You
people
resist.
know if you fail, or
Yes.
if you attempt to fight it?
They will. You will know if
I'll know if they fail.
You'll know if they fail.
Only Xerxes knows?
DC?
What's that?
What's the DC?
The DC is.
I believe 18.
It's 18. Charisma 18.
Why does it matter? Why does it matter?
Charisma?
Yes.
I just want to see.
Saving throw?
That's poetic. Natural 1.
Oh, jeez.
A little shook.
Pesha fails. Zone of Truth. Zone of Truth. You failed. Success. What did Nidus get?
Travis, or Laren success?
Notice will fail.
Nidus will fail.
I rolled a 30.
Oh, damn.
Do I
Charismatic
know
motherfreaker.
who resisted and who chose to fail?
Well, if you know who failed, it seems like you would know who didn't.
Yes, I would know who didn't.
So let me just double check here.
I'm just curious if I know.
You know
who
what? Yeah, you know
resisted.
whether each creature succeeds or fails. So you know that they have succeeded, which is information in and of itself because you know people can submit to the spell.
I know.
Yeah.
What are you hiding?
I do not like being compelled.
I'm not. You're not being compelled. You're being.
No, that's what the spell
Xerxes,
is.
the city is under attack. I understand your desire for clarity, but we need to be working together. And if people would like to withhold certain personal information, that should be all right. I apologize that this is not a moment in which we can all be forthright, but there is business that needs to be done. And I
In order to get to that
apologize
business, you
cannot
gotta be.
handled in a manner that you enjoy.
How bad is this truth? What would it ruin by?
You're my oldest friend,
And you are mine.
and I owe you a great deal. And I don't think I ever recall you speaking to me in this
Are we
time.
about to
No.
get tears from Lou and Louise?
If it means that much to you for me to let this go, then I will. And let's move forward then together.
We are here.
We are here.
Do whatever you need to do.
You move forward.
That was a good moment.
Standing. Your friend's words cut, but I think carry more value than gold because you know that your friend speaks. And I will say, without having to roll, that you know that your friend's failure was intentional. And he wished you to know that he spoke the truth.
All of these years. One of my own. If the matron of ravens can do it, so can't we all. And I snap, and you see a little string of white wisp come from my orb. It wraps around Pesha's finger. She delivers it back, and you can see it go into Xerxes' temple.
Reflected in Pesha's orb, such that all can see.
Nice.
But for Xerxes, you see in your mind where this memory first came. A night of desperation. You didn't go to Pesha when the time was there only to save Vandrin. When he finally vanished, when his body disappeared, would you have stopped at death? No.
That wouldn't have ever stopped.
And you didn't. You didn't stop after death. You went to Pesha and asked for magic that could bring someone back. That night, you offered everything you had. You offered whatever it would take to bring him back. You know that Pesha did every step of that ritual perfectly.
How is this music so perfect?
Candles in a dark sanctum. A spell of true resurrection. Powerful enough that not even a fraction of the body would be needed. The name alone
Jesus.
would carry from death to life.
Jesus.
The candles did not even flutter. The words were spoken, and nothing happened. And you had to admit
He was gone.
that you had done everything you could, and that was too much for you to bear.
It was one of the few moments that the Ring of Brass could not determine her own fate. And I do not accept that.
Pesha, normally, I would ask for some kind of roll, an arcana check, something of that nature. I don't ask for it when players stone cold guess. What's the simplest explanation for why a resurrection would fail?
They're somewhere else.
Oh, he's still
The
still around
voice you
somewhere.
heard speaking to you with pride. It was Evandrin.
Oh, from where though? From where?
Just as the matron's name has been stricken throughout all of recorded history. If you're saying the same holds true for Evandrin, perhaps we didn't fail. It worked.
But he didn't come back to this world.
Where is he then?
Like some type of purgatory?
I don't know, but we might be able to find him. Can't you see?
When I tried, I did everything right.
Don't say.
No,
Did it
say
come back?
No, no,
tell
oh
them,
no, oh no,
please,
oh no.
please.
I don't know what happened.
Layren, give me a chance. Please.
Sorry. He agreed to it, and he's a friend. And the first night, he agreed to go. When we were trying to jump, I did everything perfectly. I was perfect, and it worked. And then he came back. But something went wrong. I don't know what happened.
You sent Evandrin.
So she's already succeeded, somewhat,
Where did you send
in her
You sent him
goal.
to where you want us to go?
I wanted us to be able to go anywhere. It started with
My
the
goodness.
celestial plane.
The celestial.
He came back. He came back and he was fine until he wasn't.
How long was that? How much time passed?
Anchored his soul.
There are very few things in this world I don't know.
Sarah,
The sickness on the mortal form, it doesn't matter anymore.
It wasn't your fault. It was an accident, right?
what are you talking about? What do you mean it doesn't matter? He's not mortal, or I'm not sure. I'm
We
not.
separated his consciousness, his pure essence, his being.
You did that.
By sending him there, or, excuse me, by
I
sending him
didn't do
there or
that.
pulling him back?
You did that, and you now recognize that that's why what we tried didn't work.
That's exactly what I think.
It's the tree. The tree of names. If that vision you saw was true,
I think it is.
then the calyx is the reason it didn't work, and the calyx is the reason it's pulling power. Those druids are keeping this magic from happening, from being perfected. It was perfect. It was supposed to work.
Is that really the case, or she's already got like a vendetta
Interfere.
against these druids? Is she just kind of projecting
Trying to
her
draw magic
anger
away.
against them, or is that really the case?
To keep us.
To stop us.
You think he's in the tree?
I want to go to this tree.
Oh no, you don't.
I want to go to that calyx.
Well, perhaps we'll have a choice. And at this point, I once again throw my sphere and it kind of poof, pops up in an even bigger little projector screen in front of all of us. And I start playing back Nidus's memories that he stole.
All of you watch the orb alight, and a stream comes from Nidus's mind as Paisha holds it aloft. You begin to go into the memories of this mage. You are in a maze of this man's mind, recreated from Nidus's memory of it in this orb. I will ask you to command what knowledge you seek to wrest from this. It will not simply play out. You must investigate. You must look for what you need to find.
I will say, I think the memories I was hoping to pull were specifically ones in which this mage was hearing information from Loris. Is it Loris? Mm-hmm. Loris, or the Dean Hollow.
Lycretia, yeah.
Lycretia. Any information where they were speaking to them or being told things by them. Any reference to Vespin Chloris, and any sort of any location that they were to be. I think those three. That's enough. Off the top of like.
I always find myself apologizing for not talking, but this episode is mostly dialogue. I like it. It's good. It's good.
Being given, but I think those would come from Dean Hollow and Loris. So those are the two big ones.
Amazing. Give me. You can do Arcana or Investigation, and we'll do it one question at a time. Give me the first thing you want to look for.
Assist
You can
him?
absolutely get the help action here.
Okay.
I would
As I'm
like-
scrubbing through the timeline.
Discussions they had with Dean Hollow,
me a roll.
Lucretia Hollow, Arcana. Natural 17 for 28.
You begin to go through bits and pieces. You see, like, it's mostly like Creature talking. You don't see much of Loris in here. But perhaps this guy is so far down the chain that, you see Lycretia interacting with Micah Cormorant, the deceased magister. You see that having defeated him, that appears to be the way that all the Canalthi were brought into the city. So that means that despite how much danger you are all in, at least one thing has been that the means of bringing more Canalthi into the city has been eradicated. Magister Cormorant is dead. You see Lycretia speaking about Pervon Sul and saying something along the lines of like inviting him to this thing and saying he must be prevented from aiding in what is to come in Vasselheim.
Aiden.
In Vasselheim.
In Vasselheim.
Pervon, that's the one who came and introduced
You
Lycretia.
see him speaking like
the start of the party,
another thing.
right? She's
She's in another room. All of this is fragments. Some of it's not even conversations he's having with Lycretia. It's just things he's present in the room for. The cultist that was disguised as one of Lycretia's Hadmadads was supposed to get the blood that the Aranius got. That was supposed to happen earlier, and they had to improvise and figure something else out. You see both the Aranius and the Horned Devil, both of the devils that you fought, vomiting bile upon the Canalthi summoned them and vomiting bile again, and you see blossoms floating past them. You see them arriving. This guy went searching in the Meridian Labyrinth for artifacts headed to the arcane furnace to be melted down, and got there too late. after they'd already been pulled by the eyes of Avalier. You see that this guy was one of the people that was sent to go try to find them before that happened, which is why they needed to get that. There's something about needing those tools of Vespens. You see, this is just lots of.
This is so much detail. This is like, if you saw this on screen or in a movie, you'd be like, what were they on when they when they came up with all this? And he's just running through it like it's nothing. It's crazy to me. Like I said, I don't think I'll ever not be surprised by the amount of detail that goes into this plot line and story.
Conversation that he has that Lycretia's not even talking. It's one of the Calamity talking about that their brethren are also supposed to attack the giant slumber, which is the headquarters of the Gaudrashari. So there's also an attack that's supposed to happen tonight.
No, another one.
In Kathmoira. Yeah. Yeah.
So much has happened. I still forget that this is all happening over like the course of one night,
yeah, and that's another
2 days, whatever
Sarah,
you want
as
to
you're
call it.
watching this play out, it's like Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells, and you see every once in a while, like Grecian will mention something happening somewhere else in Exandria. You don't think the Lord of the Hells is the only betrayer god working somewhere on the world right now.
So there's an attack going on right now.
In Kathmoira, presumably.
Oh, okay.
There are
Is he gonna ask about his son?
big things left. Give me an insight check with advantage.
Hold on, my iPad has died. So, these are all. I know this is 12.
Yeah,
This
we
is
got
plus 12.
chargers.
Plus 12, yeah.
We got chargers.
Damn, you Liam forgot to charge your iPad.
a charger.
Flying a charger.
27.
Here's another iPad.
Thanks. iPads on iPads.
We are generic tablet devices.
We ain't sponsored by Apple.
You see a conversation from longer ago, earlier this year. This guy doesn't look as haggard in this memory, doesn't feel as haggard. Like his memory is of him having more energy and more life force. He is watching the end of a conversation between Paisha and Lycretia Hollow. Lycretia is a member of the Ring of Silver, and the Keeper of Scrolls works within the umbrella of the Octothurge, within the umbrella of the academic structure. A short, very polite conversation concludes between Paisha and Lycretia Hollow. In the memory of this mage, you hear him say, "My lady, I can't help but notice your rather obvious disdain for the Keeper of Scrolls." And you hear Lycretia Hollow say, "Oh, am I that obvious in my disdain? I must say, she's more of a merchant than the guild master of the Golden Scythe is. I mean, she doesn't trade in gold, but rather her grandfather's name." You see, and Paisha, you are watching Nidus watch this memory. You are all watching this in the room together.
I'm not hiding it.
You see this mage says, "I beg your pardon?" Lycretia says, "The orrery? The sorcerer's university?" She's got him wrapped around her finger. You see that
Travis is killing me. He keeps following that fly around the room.
He says, "How do you mean?" And she says, "Let's just say that the Septarian gets what it wants." And that memory concludes.
What does the Septarian want? Have we even have I heard from? I know I confused some of these archmages with like the Septarian earlier. Have we met any of them yet?
Your Eminence, what is it that the Septarian wants?
Thank you. Me and Lou on the same page. He just straight out direct.
I have always been transparent.
Yes.
With Avalier's quest for knowledge, talent, prodigies. I went to the Septarian. I begged them to fund the Sorcerer's School. and tried to convince them to place locations in various cities across Exandria. I could not get that approval, but when I framed it in a way to convince them that it would only benefit Avalier and our future to bring these talented minds, the most gifted from across all of Exandria, to Avalier, it would only enhance and benefit our society. That's what got them to approve the project. Frame anything for the good of Avalier, and you might be able to get it.
Paisha, there's a memory you could share in this moment as we are diving deep into this, if you wished, of a conversation where you were as valiant as you could be, speaking to Loris of the Weaver's Mask. If you wished to share it, you could.
I keep getting caught up in just watching. I haven't said anything for a minute.
Oh, that's nice.
Should I say something? Gosh.
Not through my perspective, but as it was. Without any skewed, mistaken memory. I can show it for you. But I also do not feel as if I have to defend myself to one of my closest friends, unless you wish to see it.
Given all that is happening, that you offer is enough for me. Are there any other questions? Thank you. Are there any other questions we might seek to decipher from these memories?
There's one final one. And I'm going to need either perception or investigation checks from everybody here. And the DC is going to be 25.
Come through, everyone.
25.
I can't get any of that without nat 20.
Not a chance.
So I'm looking at you.
Perception or investigation?
Perception or investigation.
Pretty good. No good for Travis?
30.
Oh, nice. I should have
remove
known
the last
freaking
memory
Travis.
As you move through, you see Lycretia speaking to this Archmage, saying, "Remember, we go to the helm. We must destroy the helmswoman, Akami Ro. We must destroy her, because by the time they reach the Wild Mother's embrace, it will have been too late. We must prevent them at all costs from reaching the embrace of the Wild Mother." And you remember Vespin saying that on a 30 investigation. Timing. It always comes back to that for you. Why did Akami Ro die moments after she started the protocol to descend the city? Why was it that close, that quick? If they wanted the city to stay in the air, if they didn't want you guys to reach the ground, then why wouldn't they kill Akami Ro earlier, days ago? Why wouldn't they kill her? And
interference? I thought it was because of them, the Ring of Brass, but
launched himself from the
Time.
mirror. What did he say to you? He said, "You will never reach the Wild Mother's embrace in time." You took it as he said it, but who's that stupid? Why would he tell you exactly what you were supposed to try and do to thwart him? Why would he give you
they
your
have a
finish
challenge.
line? You look up at that memory, something's wrong. Something's wrong with that memory in the recording.
The one that we just saw.
The one you just saw.
It's been altered.
Like Trisha Hollow never said that, and you've never been more certain of anything in your life.
What? Would I, with my abilities, be able to tell if someone's memory has been altered?
On a 30 investigation, when Sarah points that out, give me an Arcana check with advantage.
What you got?
24.
The memory's been altered, and Lycretia Hollow did it. Lycretia changed one of this mage's memories. changed it to her saying something about the Wild Mother's embrace, but she said something else originally. Wasn't that?
Can I modify the memory of a dead person?
Right, I was gonna say. I was gonna ask if it turns back once she's gone, since she's dead now, but I guess not.
Yeah, can we
Do some fucking shit. How is it?
Do some shit.
Why would she die?
See if it works. Throw shit, see if it
If
sticks.
they're not supposed to get there in time, why would you kill them when you got just close enough?
Yeah.
I think they must need us. They must need us to engage, or the replenishment must need to happen. The timing, if what you say is true, it would suggest that these processes need to happen, and then
like a
once they've
domino
initiated,
effect.
then they act. So it would seem possibly that they want us to land. But then why would they make such a point of the opposite?
Arcane Architect, if the city is disabled above Kath Moira, what happens?
If the city is disabled above Kath Moira such that it stops descending, so from the helm's been sundered, and it's a protocol. The city is on its way to landing.
It's moving.
Can it just be suspended in air like that?
Slowly
Does it always have to be a motion?
Slowly, right?
Slowly. There is a way, theoretically, to stop this. What Sarah is driving at is this. If you burned through all the energy you've got, or something like 40% of it, 60%, some huge percentage, you have to try it.
You just wouldn't have enough to descend.
You could kill the descent. You could. You could stop the city from touching down. What this would mean is that for the first time in 292 years, Avalier would not touch down for the replenishment. And there are an enormous amount of contracts you would immediately default on.
Oh, well.
There's no guarantee that the Septarian would even allow it, and if they discovered that it was happening, it could constitute treason if you acted on your own and just killed the engines.
Can we unmodify the memory? Is that, Paisha, is that at all possible?
Greater restoration.
Yes, it would be a combination of restoration and almost like a.
We don't have the
curse.
body here, right? We just have the memory.
We only have the memory, but
Just wipe the memory of
It might not
everybody.
even matter. We
Make them forget that there
Memories
is a
are-
replenishment. No dissension is canceled.
tangible figments. They
It might
They
not
exist.
Even, but it might not even matter. If we know that this memory was modified, we can just pretty much guess as to what it was modified from.
We know they want us to land.
Yes.
They killed the Hemels woman, so it's on autopilot. It will do that. And it
if
does.
they don't want to, if they want to
They
drain
attacked the batteries, but maybe they didn't succeed.
Is it all just a feint to suggest that, so that we,
Speed us along.
yes, to make us go faster?
Or to make us continue on the path that we're supposed to be on. The status quo.
They want us to think that landing the city is the most important thing.
It's the safest and quickest thing to do.
But without these batteries, wouldn't it stop moving anyway?
Do it, whatever it is.
So if you would have let the batteries, I think I'm off, but it makes me wonder if they would have let the batteries be destroyed, it would have stopped the descent. Is that what they
Don't
want?
land,
I don't know what anybody wants at this point.
We're all finished. But also, shouldn't we warn the rest of the world that this is happening?
Yes.
If you want panic,
If there are going to be attacks, we could save lives.
We
if
need to warn them.
broadcast it.
I was considering scrying on my brother to see
Yes.
he's the all-called and would be a person of influence.
Yes.
We're gonna do it. I'll burn a 5th level spell slot. I'm gonna scry on my brother.
scry
You scry on your
What does that mean?
brother.
Spy?
You don't see anything. You don't see chaos or anything like that. You know that the site of the Druid's Grove is on the other side of the ring from the All-Called's home, so he's miles away.
The Giants thing is
the Giant Slumber is a sacred site within Cath Moira. But it doesn't look like anyone's alerted him. You don't see anything else happening like that.
Can anyone send an ending spell to my... Can we watch him go check on the Giants Grove? It would take him too long to get there.
Honestly, you guys are progressing your descent enough. It'd be faster for you guys to get there flying.
And just from a position perspective, are we still traveling down and to meet?
No, you moved.
I'm wondering, was it a good thing for Lou to use that 5th level spell?
I asked my question.
Was that worth it?
I need 50% of the power that we've gathered to attempt to finish the astral layrite.
And that would transport the entire city elsewhere.
It would
Maybe.
allow us to have a new ley line to other planes.
But it wouldn't immediately take us.
But
somewhere.
would that possibly open
We
up
have things to do on the ground.
a means of
That's not
transportation for whatever's on the outside to get in?
About being on the ground.
Give me an Arcana check.
That's a big ass dice.
So here's what you know.
Or die.
What Sarah said. Can we stop the city? Can we stop the city in the air? Yeah, that's doable. That's doable. But you know the cost that comes at.
Yeah.
But on a dirty 20 Arcana check, you know there's something that these entities still need. They're still grasping for something. Why did they grab those thoughts from Sarah in the fight? Why did they get this blood from Xerxes? They're still scrambling too.
I'm trying.
How does your ring work?
The one that glows?
My ring lights up in the presence of deception or a lie.
I'm lying to you. I know how to stop it.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, that's news.
I'm going to ask questions because I'm not an arcane user. So I'm trying to play big league with you guys now. Do we have to be docked to do it with Cath Moira?
Yes. None of this works if we don't dock. Whatever replenishment needs to happen.
Yes was all I needed. Evandrin, he went to this other place, came back, and was never the same again. Yes or no?
Yes.
And you want to send this entire city
Exactly.
with our families
Exactly.
to that place at that risk?
Exactly. What's changed since then? Does she feel like there'll be a different outcome? What if it's worse with all these people?
Sarah leaves. Sarah, give me a perception check, and I'm going to let you know something as you're leaving.
Ooh, that's 31.
Oh my goodness.
31. In Laren's effects, you see a scroll of birch bark. You see a birch bark scroll that you recognize as being druidic in nature.
Oh
I was a bit gasping.
You don't know necessarily what it is. 'Cause wait, I forget. Did you communicate that in the group chat what that was, or back in the magisterium? Maybe not.
Would I have said it?
What,
no,
the birch
we were
bark?
running around. I don't think I had time. You know about it.
That's right.
It's a thing.
This is the one that we. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right. And I copied it.
Yeah, you copied it. You have that too. We're in this together.
We're in this together.
Okay, come with me.
As I'm getting ready to leave,
These two damn wizards, they
I'll
up
just
to no
call
good.
it. You might want to check what's in her pocket. There have been some incredibly selfish actions amongst this group. I don't know if we'll survive the night, but I'm going to go take care of mine now. Can I leave?
Off of the Meridian Labyrinth. Sarah, you take off. We'll come to you in a moment. You guys are very good at playing D&D. Very good at this game. Very good at this game. For the rest of you gather herein, what comes next?
You know what? We gonna pause it there. That seems like the perfect place to end this next week. We'll finish up the episode. we'll end it on a compliment. I love this episode. Have I said that? You guys can remind me if I've said that at the end of each one. But this one was really good. We got back into the story. We broke away from the battle sequences a little bit, which I loved that too. But I'm glad we're advancing the story a little bit more now. So we got a bunch of stuff again with Xerxes, and again. I don't know what's gonna if this is gonna succeed or not, but I found myself speechless for most of this episode, across the board, from the involvement from everybody. Seemed like, I know in some of the earlier episodes we've had moments where the episode kind of focused on a specific character or two, and the other ones were just kind of listening in, even though they weren't supposed to exactly have knowledge of that moment. Now that they're all back together, I enjoyed this whole section of the episode. It was fun. We're advancing. Lou is a damn beast. Luis, his story is still pretty intriguing because I have no clue where it's going, but Laren and Paige are picking up because I knew they were hiding secrets, but now some of it's coming to the light. Sarah, every time he hasn't had a huge role up to this point, but every time he come, I guess because that's I don't want to call him the weakest of the group, but since, like he said, he's not an arcane user, he's kind of at the bottom of the totem pole, if I'm basing that or judging it correctly. I like when he has his dialogue because it's always good. Maybe that's just Travis that makes it good, but nonetheless, I like when all of them have their moments. Loquacious was great in this episode. We got some memories back for Xerxes. I paused it on the perfect moment because that kind of sums up exactly what he went through in this episode. He kind of got blitzed emotionally, and some of that's still gonna come forward. And we still got an hour of this one, and then about 6 hours for the finale, the last episode. What the hell is gonna happen if Laren succeeds in transporting this world to another celestial plane or whatever she wants to do? What are the consequences of that going to be? I have a feeling it won't work, or something's going to happen beforehand. Vespin, we got old memories being tampered with, and I don't know if they're going to be able to fix them or not. I think Lou asked or posed the question if he could fix or maybe it was Loquacious who asked if he could fix the memories of a dead person, being like Krisha. I don't know if he'll be able to at all, but nonetheless, I'm looking forward to exactly how that comes into play. I don't know. I feel like all these thoughts are kind of coming in jumbled because even though it was a bunch of dialogue, we got a bunch to kind of digest in this one, and I have no clue where any of it's going. The Lord of Hells, we got mention of him again. Evandrin is possibly or not dead, and it's still in this other plane, or where. She said now his soul kind of got split from his body or is stuck somewhere else. Is his body in Kath Mora? Is it buried in Kath Mora? I don't know. I don't remember if they mentioned that, but that was the most intriguing part of this episode because it ties into the things going on right now. And we only got, based on what he said, it's 3 a.m. I think he said. And the replenishment officially goes down at the crack of dawn, so we don't have much time. I'm assuming by the end of this episode is when we're gonna get hit with a ridiculous cliffhanger. I know one's coming. I just don't know what it'll be. It's gonna. I know you guys can't see it, but for the majority of this episode, I was silent, not saying anything, and I was tapping like my foot on the ground because I was starting to get anxious. I'm not usually like that, but this storytelling has me so involved. It's been getting to me a little bit. So, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And I'm looking forward to continuing. I hope you guys continue with me. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button. We'll be back next week, every Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as usual. And you know what? Maybe, at least this week, I know this is at the end of the episode, but I might end up uploading this one on the first half of this one on Thursday, second half on Friday. Give you 2 days in a row of uploads, and see how that does. But nonetheless, we'll be back soon. And then some of you guys asked me whether I was planning on jumping into campaign 1 first or campaign 2. I kind of want to start with campaign 1. To be honest, to start from the beginning, so I'm not missing anything. But then again, campaign 2 is its own thing, its own stories. It's got less of the technical difficulties. For me, technical difficulties really, I don't think would bother me, because I'm enjoying it so much, and it's like the start of everything. Their growing pains would be my growing pains going into it. But a lot of you down in the comment section, the consensus has been that a lot of you enjoyed campaign 2. And it would be fun for me to start with that. So I'm still deciding, but I am kind of leaning towards campaign 2. And campaign 1's really long. All of them are really long. I don't know. Give me some help in the comment section. Just put C1, C2. Actually, if you watched all the way to the end of this video, let me know after Calamity. Just say start with C1 or C2. Whatever your preference is, and I'll take that into consideration. And after we're finally done with this, or as I'm reacting to the final episode, I'll post a poll on Instagram. So go over there and follow me, and I'll post a poll on my story at some point soon, and you guys will be able to vote on that. So once again, I appreciate you guys in the comment section passing your knowledge forward. New critters, I appreciate you guys watching along with me. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this journey of Critical Role in D&D learning. I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.